when you were asking me before about what has changed in the world of Pinot since in the last decade or so, I think a lot has changed in the world of Pinot.
I think it's the most changed wine.
Absolutely, absolutely. The popularity, that big boom, out of nowhere, we were like, yes, we're
stunning,
cool.
amazing.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we're cool again.
We're ready
Finally,
for it. We're ready
finally.
for it. We've been getting ready for this for decades. But yeah, Pinot has certainly changed a lot over the years. Our style really hasn't changed that much, but we've definitely been able to branch out into to different regions a little bit more, like adding Monterey. We've had Anderson for quite a long time, but then we're adding, these little tiny, smaller single vineyards out on the coast, expanded into Bennett Valley, and just really homing in. Like there's a thirst for information on what each region can do with Pinot Noir. So you can just delve in as tight as you want, right down to the block level, and people are fascinated by it. So
that's part of the beauty of Pinot is that it really does this. It has this incredible diversity, and I think one of the things that you were alluding to, and I'll say it, is that in the 10 years ago, I think a lot of wines lacked that diversity. A lot of winemakers managed to make wines that were shockingly similar from different places because they were harvesting later, looking for bigger, more powerful, and now there's been a little bit of retrenchment, and we're up more into the elegance and the balance that Pinot so capable of. I mean, you look at the color of this wine, and it's it's a nice pale. Well, that doesn't help me. That looks black
it's not
there.
showing it.
No, but you can see right through this. It's a beautiful pale, very appropriate color from as far as I'm concerned for Pinot.
Yeah, no, Pinot is not about muscularity. It's more about just the elegance and the nuances and the subtleties, and you're not going to get as much of that if you push for these higher alcohols and a lot of extended maceration, lots of time in oak, just kind of layering that over it. You get that more for when you do that delicate handling, you do your punch downs rather than pump overs. We do almost entirely French oak on Pinot Noir. It's more subtle. It's more subtle. You don't want to overwhelm a Pinot Noir. After you spend all that time coaxing the color and the flavor out of those skins very, very gently, the last thing in the world that you want to do is just
crush it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to answer this question, but if you want to answer a question, this is fine. But do you have any opinions on what drove that movement towards bigger is better with Pinot?
Well, public opinion kind of went in that direction, following some critics probably, and it got to a point at one point where it seemed like the only way you could be cooler was to be an even bigger Pinot Noir.
And La Crema didn't change their wines.
Actually, no. We kind of stuck to our guns, and
must have been a difficult period.
Well, fortunately, we had so much support. We had folks who really, told us that not to change, that they felt we were on the right track. And our wines were doing really well at that point, and we just felt that sort of that gentle way of handling the fruit was just going to be the way that people would understand the varietal the best. And
gotta stick to your guns, and lo and behold, everybody understands it today.